Hey there you guys, it is me, RandomJosh, and I'm back again with another Random Monday video. And today, I've been meaning to do this video for a little bit. So a little while ago I was doing a big clean out of my room, so this involved, getting rid of a lot of old stuff that I didn't need anymore. And I actually came across a couple of books. So this is a throwback to my GCSE photography coursework. Now I have quite a number of books, which are all incredibly big and incredibly full. So we're not going to be going through all of them, but I kind of just wanted to reminisce, show you guys into the craziness that I got up to in my GCSE photography projects, because there was some interesting stuff. Like, I was very competitive back then, and I feel like I tend to be like, I think at the beginning we were all just like, oh my god, how many books are we gonna fill up? And I was like, honey, I can fill them all up, like I'm gonna get so much done. Girl, why did I even think that? Like, this was hard enough doing 4 books in 2 years. Oh. But anywho, so yeah, this is, I think, one of the... Is this one of the first? I cannot remember. They're all a bit higgledy-piggledy jumbled. So I think there's some bits... Yes, this is definitely like OG stuff. I'm going to be like putting actual pictures of the pages in. So yeah, this is definitely one of the earlier ones. I think it is actually the first. So this was all about change. Pattern, texture, surface. So naturally I wanted to make a very patterned, textured page to do that. So yes. So yeah, we actually have some work from a photographer called Paul Strand here. Very black and white. A lot of these early stuff, I think we looked into quite a lot of black and white pictures. So some from a Laszlo Mahowignagi, Man Ray. But yeah, so these rarograms are essentially like when bits get layered on top of a light box, from what I remember. I can't remember the exact terminology, but it's like layering things on top of each other onto photographic paper. So you just kind of, there's no detail, but there is detail. So yeah, you can see like some of the different pieces there. There's like fruits, keys, scissors, things like that, just layered on. So you kind of just see where the light can penetrate and where the light can't penetrate through. That's the whole point of that, essentially. I'll show it on camera because this is actually quite interactive. So I did a little page on the shutter. So yes, it actually does open up to have a full definition explanatory on what the shutter does and the impacts that it has. We have a nice little diagram of the camera there as well. So yeah, this next page was actually a task we got set over the Christmas period. So basically it's just like a little photojournalism of what my Christmas essentially entailed. So it's different pieces from like my home decor, present opening. I for some reason put a picture of a game that I was playing. I guess that's just me being me on Christmas, opening up my games and playing on them. Some different bits that we got up to on Christmas. It's like going to friends' houses. And then I think we did a bit of a comparison as well between the traditions that stayed the same on particularly most Christmases and some things that actually do change every Christmas. So, things like it was mainly focused around essentially the tree and the decor. And then yeah, we just took some nice snowy pictures. I love that picture at the bottom of just like blurred background, but you can kind of just see the details there. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So this was a fun piece. This is about David Hockney and his joiners. You can probably glance already on, you know, me looking here. But it's essentially like pictures which are like chopped up, and you kind of rearrange the chopped up pieces to kind of distort the image ever so slightly. So it kind of makes it really unique. And a lot of the times I think David actually used a lot of like multiple different photos. So it kind of enhanced and influenced the picture to look even more different. So I actually did my own experimental versions of those. So whether they were like cut out squares to like enlarge, vertical strips and horizontal strips to kind of elongate and stretch different parts, and even, you know, just like mixing multiple pictures together just to see what happens. I'm just literally gonna like quickly show off like some of these pages because, you know, we went extra on a lot of these, being completely like painted and coloured, and oh, now this is one you have to see. Oh god. So this is never seen before imagery of my lifespan. At the time I was obviously 14, so that was 8 years ago. Oh, rotted. So you can see like my little, this is like my little tree, how I'm growing. So this is why I wanted to do it, because it's kind of like impactful on the idea of change and how we grow from a young age into the different image we are today. So naturally, I mean, change, girl. This was fun. I also did a piece on Under the Knife. So this is all about like different kinds of plastic surgery that goes on. Obviously, plastic surgery is such a big thing in the community nowadays, so it's more prevalent for people to just kind of do it. So I did a lot about like the differences and how much you can tell the difference as well, when sometimes it's just like natural stuff and other times where it's a bit more abnormal, let's say. So I also did quite a little bit on different cultures and how they do things to kind of modify it and change the face, change the body. So another bit that I wanted to just kind of impact on is the theme parks. So like how I took a look into like how different theme parks use distortion as a kind of method of portraying some kind of, you know, like advertisement basically. So you see like on this side we've got a lot about Thorpe Park and how they've obviously enlarged, you know, the head, made it really like dramatic expression. Even in like the map images you can see the like terror or the screams are like really big and like bold, so it kind of draws you in. Whereas like Alton Towers doesn't really have that on the map side, but on like, for instance, the original advertisement for the Smiler when that was originally announced, I think it was quite new when I did this, so, you know, forgive me for that. So, you know, like it's like that kind of crazy, again, big smile, big distortion, really intense looking. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much going to be it for this book. I am just going to quickly go into a different book here. So this one I actually designed the cover a bit more on. So lots of different parts involved in that. So yes, the main theme on this particular book was based on order and disorder. So I liked the idea of kind of creating a nice clean piece for the order, and the other half being disorder. I banned it. It was very reckless, as you can imagine. So some of this stuff I kind of, you know, played around with my food. Don't ask, like, I was weird back then. basically we had to like look into different artists and kind of connect it in our own unique ways. So one of them was Giuseppe, I'm not even going to attempt the last name because I will butcher it. So a lot of his work contained like food in the imagery to create actual faces. So essentially what I had to do is take that away, and I did my own little spin on it, just using some like general digital photography basically, and amending images to include this kind of like food aspect. So whether it be, you know, a lemon in the eye, orange as a face, broccoli for hair, lollipop hand, living for that. It was very much that idea. So I actually looked into another artist on my own, which was someone called Christian Mergut. And a lot of the work from him was actually based on smashing mirrors. And I believe at this time we actually had a smashed mirror at home. So like we had shards of a mirror. So I was like, do you know what? Let's make use of that. And I think, I vaguely remember this, one of the favourite images of my teacher at the time was the one of me screaming into it, because it kind of showed that disorder, like chaos, I'm screaming, the glass is shattered, it's kind of like every element of it. So that was really fun to actually create these imageries. This is a lovely page, I live for this. So this is actually dedicated to a particular artist that I actually do know of, and that is Keith Maiden. And his artwork, if you can see from these images, I hope that they are, you know, giving off the right kind of vibe for this, because they are insanely stunning. His work is actually incredible. It's so detailed and there's so much emotion behind all of the particular images that he creates. It's just stunning, honestly. So I actually did a little piece as well about looking how, again, I don't really remember why we did this, but it's basically like where people have, you know, taken a picture and added text over it to kind of, you know, show some kind of piece, I guess. Who was that? Ed Rushka. Yes, Ed Rushka. So yeah, he created a lot of different pieces with like the big images with text. So naturally I had to go off and do my own little pieces inspired by that. So I was going, I think a lot of these are actually from Legoland. And of course we have to include my baby Frank. My dog always gets included. So it's different things that kind of make that work, I guess. It's like different just fun texts which relate to the image in such a way. So now the next is Matt Cusick. So his work tends to be a lot of like, I think if I remember correctly, it's a lot of maps and creating imageries with the use of maps. So like using how like the coloured areas showcase the just different features. Honestly, looking back at this, I don't even know how I got away with putting some of these images on. Like, censor that, girl. But people loved it. You know. So naturally, again, Josh has to create his own pieces inspired by that particular work of art. So naturally, I had to go through a lot of different maps and create my little sunshine over a nice hill kind of vibe, and then musical vibes because I like music. So I wanted to just join those pieces in together to create that. This was hilarious. So naturally, again, with the whole order disorder thing, we looked at like different real life scenarios that have order and disorder. So one of the bits that I looked at was like shop interiors, You have some shops which are like really organised, really nice, and you have some which are, you know, messy, a little bit chaotic. So I've actually just looked here at one of the comments that I wrote on the messed up bit, and I'll read it to you. These images are mostly from Primark. This is because in Primark it is very unorganised and messy. Savage. Josh back in the day was a savage. I literally did not hold back. So again, we'll do the same kind of thing with rooms. So I naturally did a piece on messy rooms, and I can't even read it. To put it nicely, these rooms look so tacky and horrible, but owners clearly hoard everything. Jesus Christ, what am I like? I am a mess. So we also did like a little piece on twins. So I've even got, you know, Jack and Finn, throwback to them. God knows where they are at now. I don't remember why we did things like this. It's like, I guess it's to show like how sometimes twins come out like really similar, other times they're like completely, you know, different. I even looked into Siamese twins, for God's sake. Like, oh, why did I do that? Lord knows. Oh, and of course we couldn't go through an entire photography course without at least looking into, you know, Lady Gaga. Not just one page, not just 2 pages, 3 pages, 5 pages on just Lady Gaga and her incredible outfits. Like, I live for all of these. I'm gonna just read a quick extract here from this as well. This shows how gay I was back then. Some people see Lady Gaga's outfits as weird and unnecessary. However, I feel that she is unique and has her own style. Although I do find some of her outfits a bit too much, but most of them I really like. Tried to win that over. Oh my god. God, why was I critiquing her? Like, I love the way that she goes full out with her outfits. So for instance, she could just wear a dress, but she will find accessories that match and do her hair in such a way that it fits in with the look. True tea. I'm a fashion designer, darling. You know, I know everything about fashion. Oh my god. And of course we also had to include a bit of David Bowie in there. I love how bold his outfits are. They have a lot of colour and are very different. I mean, true tea, David Bowie is a ledge. Like, these outfits are incredible. Need those pants, girl. Right, well, I think I've rambled on about my photography work for quite a little while now. Obviously I do still have another 2 books here. So I guess if you guys kind of enjoyed looking at these bits, I know it's only like a simple, quick little look through different pieces that I actually studied and what I created myself. But if you guys would actually like to, if you're curious at all, again, I don't really know if this is going to be interesting to anyone, but if you are interested in this kind of stuff, would you like to see a second video with the other stuff I did? And maybe a little bit more detail? Because I'm definitely down for it, because I really enjoyed doing photography. It's a shame that I didn't take it further, but it was really, really fun doing it in GCSE, because I knew that I was really like terrible with art, but like I had a creative mindset behind me, so I knew I had to kind of channel that in some way with this photography. But anyway, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know down below. Did you enjoy Savage Josh at 14, 13, 14, whatever age I was at the given time? I was insane. I was unstoppable. But anyway, yeah, let me know down below if you did enjoy this. Give it a nice little thumbs up. Show your support to the Random family. And anywho, I will see each and every one of you guys in the next video. Peace out, bitches.